Alright, let's look at the lesson here in Saxon Math 54 on tables and schedules. And this is lesson 101, 101. We're making progress here. After you've done the warm-up, let's come down here and look at today's new concepts. So, just a comment here that tables is a great way to organize information. So a great skill to have is to be able to understand, read, interpret tables any way that data is organized. Once it is organized in this particular format, you need to make sense of it. So today's lesson is about looking at tables, making sense of that information, and be able to read them. Okay? So tables, we have studied graphs that present number information in picture form. And another way of presenting number information is a table. So notice we are presenting, we're displaying, we're organizing information that is numerical in nature. And so we're going to put that into a table, and it just helps our eyes and our brain make better sense of it. Here's some information in the table, and we're going to answer some questions from that. So again, this is good information reading or analytical reading from data that is organized in a particular manner. This table is showing the heights. It's important to read the title so you know what this information is all about. Heights of major mountains. So that's what we're looking at. And then look at the heading of each of the columns. This first column is the mountain, the name of the mountain. Feet, that would be the height of that mountain in feet, and then the height of that mountain in meters. So it gives you both units there, feet and meters. So now we can answer some questions, and because it is organized in this way, we can quickly go to different mountains and see what their height is in feet and meters. We can compare mountains, we can find the difference between heights of mountains, etc. Question A, the Matterhorn is how many meters taller, as a comparison, than Pikes Peak? So we look at the Matterhorn, and it's asking in meters, so read that carefully. It's asking for it in meters. Matterhorn is 4,478, and how much taller is that than Pikes Peak? Here's Pikes Peak, 4,301, so you would need to subtract those two numbers. All right, and I'll let you do that. Mount McKinley is how many feet taller than Mount Kilimanjaro? So here we have Mount McKinley, and this is in feet. And how much taller is that than Mount Kilimanjaro? So here's Mount Kilimanjaro. So you would subtract these two numbers and find the difference between those values, which they have shown down here. Here is the answer to question A. They subtracted the two heights, and you got a difference of 177. Here, answer to question B, they found the two heights just as we did. They subtracted them and found the difference of 980. Okay, this time we're looking at values, numbers, information that has to do with a schedule. So this schedule here, we're looking at the school day schedule, and this school day is showing you what is happening for the day. So looking at here, there's times, 6:30, 7:30, 8, 12, 2:45 p.m., etc. And we're looking at those times and trying to figure out what's happening throughout the day. Okay? So we're going to have a list of events, and it's organized. That's a key word. We're organizing in a way so that we can read it quickly and easily. Okay, so here's the schedule for the day. There's the school day, and let's see if we can answer some questions using this data. If lunch and recess together last 45 minutes, so let's just pause for a second and let's make sure that makes sense. Lunch and recess. Here's lunch and recess. Maybe they're together, okay? So I don't see recess necessarily. So it says lunch and recess together last 45 minutes. Then how many hours does Michael spend in class? So if we look here, He gets to school at 8 a.m. That's when his day starts at school. Because remember, it's talking about the hours he spends in class. This is his entire day. So he wakes up at 6:30, leaves for school at 7:30, gets to school at 8. So this is where we're starting this problem. And notice that school ends at 2:45. This is when it ends. And he's eating lunch starting at that time. But this would be your lunch and your recess. So those two together, that's your 45 minutes. Okay? So what we want to do is we're going to find out how much time elapses from 8 a.m. to 2:45, but then subtract 45 minutes. Okay? Because 45 minutes he's not in class during the lunch and the recess. So if you go from 8 a.m. to 2:45, so 8, 9, 10, 11, noon, 1, 2, and then 2:45, you'll notice that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 45 more minutes. So that's how they get to 6 hours and 45 minutes there. But we're going to subtract the 45 minutes of lunch and recess, so he's spending about 6 hours in class time. All right? All right, let's look at the practice problems here. We're going to refer to table and the schedule in the lesson above, and we're going to answer these questions. Mount Kilimanjaro is how many meters taller than Mount Fuji? So you come up to the table here, Kilimanjaro, 19,340, and Mount Fuji is this one. You're going to take these two values and subtract them. Bigger minus smaller. B, Mount Everest is how many feet taller than Matterhorn? So Everest and Matterhorn. Oops. Everest and Matterhorn. And was this meters or feet? I forgot to look. Let's double check. Feet. So we look at this, and we're looking at Everest and Matterhorn. You're going to subtract these two numbers. Okay? Find the difference between those. How much sleep does Michael get on a school night if he follows his schedule? Interesting, sleep. So he's going to go to bed at a certain time and then wake up at a certain time. That would be, we assume, his hours of sleeping. So he goes to bed at 9 p.m. Not a bad time to go to bed. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. 9 p.m. and he's waking up at 6:30. So 9, 10, 11, midnight. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then to 6:30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. He's getting 9.5 hours of sleep. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to leave you to work on the problem set, looking at all the different mixed problems here, 1 through 30. Do every single one. Make sure you're showing your work, doing it neatly, and keep up the great work. Let me know if you have questions.